I'm Nicole.
I'm Katy.
And we're here today to talk about an event that we went to, Comic Con, which is actually called Comic Fest or Fan Fest.
Yeah.
But we're still going to call it Comic Con.
I'm still going to call it Comic Con because it's the only Comic Con from where we live. And yeah. I mean, they have other events at other cons in the state. But I've gone to this con since high school, so a very, very long ass time.
And this is my third year.
So
might be last this time.
And this might, I'm just gonna spill the tea right now. This might be our last year, going, which is super sad because I've been going since high school. I've been going since sophomore year.
It's like your 6th year.
It's like my 6th year going.
Yeah.
That's a lot of years, and I was a faithful goer of the con or the. And we've spent so much, and then this year the tickets prices were a lot more than they usually were.
Oh, we're going straight to that.
I'm gonna go ticket sales, and then I'm gonna talk about the event.
We're already starting.
So I'm gonna go for the ticket sales. Okay, usually it's around $50 depending on the area, because you can buy your tickets early and get them for cheaper.
Yeah, you can.
However, this year the cheapest price was $80. That's a lot of money. I'm sorry, that's a lot of money, especially because that's the same amount of money for Anime Expo, and that's one of the biggest comic cons in in the country. So to have it be the same price is already an insult, and then it just kept increasing every monthly, to the fact that I think that the last month, if you didn't get your ticket, it was $100.
It was $100.
It was more than that.
I thought it was just $100.
It was more. I think it was a little.
I think it was more the day of.
And the day of.
I think it was the day of Comic Con.
My sister got a wristband for just Sunday, and it was way more money because it was bought.
The ticket on Sunday was $45. From last year we went, our tickets was $50. And we went all 4 days.
We went all 4 days. Rolling.
And if you guys didn't see that, we'll actually put it down in the description
so you can see.
That way you can see the difference between this year and last year.
Yeah.
And I went 2-3 days this year. And
she went for me.
I went for her. I really didn't want to go this year because of the price, because of the ticket prices.
And I didn't want her to pay $80 out of her pocket. We're college students, okay? And that should be their demographic.
And sure. I didn't want to go this year. But I did have fun. I will admit, I did have fun. But it's because of the pricing of the tickets, I didn't want to go. It made me not want to go, but I bought something else. So I was very disappointed to the fact where I bought myself tickets for every day because I didn't want to spend $80 or $100 for this. That's the full event pass. $80 to $100, and the fabric is actually very cheap. And the other wristbands for the other days, they're very cheap too. They are very cheap.
Yeah, and this doesn't come off.
It doesn't. Literally, it says when you buy the ticket, it even says, "Do not try them on until con." It literally said that.
And also, I was oh yeah, sure, whatever. It's probably just cheap and I don't want to slip it. No, it doesn't move.
It really doesn't come off.
It doesn't move. A friend of mine figured out how to get it off, and they were like, hey, let's get it off. And I was like, no. Because I just want to show you guys how freaking it don't come off.
It really doesn't come off.
It don't come off. And I'm an idiot because I made it too tight.
And I made mine too loose.
I made mine way too tight. I can get a finger in here. But I just was freaking out on the first day because I can't get it off, and I've wanted to keep it on till this review, because I just wanted to see how long it would last, but also I want to see like just how long I could stand with something on my wrist. And I can tell you, not really long, like not very long at all. It's not comfortable. You have to sleep with it, shower with it, it's waterproof, and it's very uncomfortable. It's a terrible idea. Why was the lanyard a bad idea? Also, with cosplay, this is going to be in all of the pictures that I took with people. Like, it's going to be in all the pictures. Like, thankfully, on my Saturday costume, I had, like, leaf things to, like, actually, like, you know, not have it visible with my costume. But my Daphne cosplay, like, it was there. And if I had done Nurse Joy, it would have been there. Like, it's just really inconvenient for people who do costuming, and it's also I don't think it's convenient for people of all shapes and sizes, because I know there's a lot of people from all shapes and sizes who go to these cons where they have really very large wrists or they have very very small wrists, and having something like this is probably not your best bet. I mean the lanyard is annoying if you have a big wig, but it's something that I think is better because you can just stick it in your cosplay, or if you're wearing like a revealing top, you can have one of those lanyards with the buckles and you can just take it off and then take a picture.
Or it's like with the lanyard, you could just take it off and have your friend hold it for you.
Yeah.
You could do that.
Or you could just wrap that around your wrist.
Yeah, and like with this, it's especially this actually sucks because like they say you can't wear it before con and you can't take it off, and like something like this, like you can't really take it off.
Yeah, you can't take it off, and you have to cut it off.
Yeah, that's the only way to
I keep my lanyards. I have mine over there. I keep them, and so now I'm just gonna have this big cut in it, which I mean is a very very small thing, and I get that it was all for safety and everything like that because of what happened last year. Last year, if you guys, long story short, somebody came in with like a bunch of weapons, and their intent was to harm Jason David Frank or the Green Ranger from Power Rangers,
or the police. That was another.
Or the police, and we don't know which. So the second day, security got insane. So this year, they took precautions. They hired a company. They had this, so you had a chip that you'd have to like go and scan here, and they would give you a little beep, and they'd be like, okay, go to security. And then you'd have to get your bag checked, and you would have to get everything checked and everything like that, and then go through.
That's fine.
It was
fine instead of waiting in line for like 2 hours and then them just looking at the top of the bag and not even like actually looking through.
Yeah, like it was actually thorough and very safe, and I will give them a plus that it wasn't it wasn't like last year.
It wasn't that bad.
No,
it really wasn't until
it wasn't awful until the Saturday. Let's get into the event. So Thursday.
What happened Thursday?
Yeah, so Thursday we go to the con. And I don't know what it is on Thursday, but they don't open the convention hall till really late. It was 3 o'clock. It was 3 o'clock! And it was 3 o'clock, and I think it was earlier the last year, and they just made it later, and so we're just walking around, and we don't have any panels at that time for us, so we're just walking around aimlessly, trying to do something, and then we went to go get food. This time, I will say that we went out. We went to the little how would you describe it? Just some restaurants a block away. Yeah, Cityscapes. We did that all days, but we still had to wait so long for the exhibitor hall to open, and we were just sitting on our ass playing card games most of the time. And we did go to a panel that day. We did. We're a big fan of anime. I think we're in high school host club. Now, this was an in-character panel. And I know they were trying really hard But I mean, I'm an actor. Okay, I'm gonna be super honest. Like, they were not in character, and they broke character, and they weren't the characters. We both read the manga, right? You read the manga.
I read the manga.
I read the manga, and we are huge Oran fans, and also we're performers as well. And we both know you never break character. You couldn't hear Anthony.
Yeah, we couldn't hear the host, and we couldn't even hear the questions, and we barely heard the answers.
Yeah, it was really bad.
It was bad to the point where we actually left in the middle of it.
And I hate doing that.
I hate doing that. I do. I hate doing that because it's rude. It's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Because you're giving them your time, and they're giving them, and they're giving us theirs.
I'm like, I want to know about the host club.
I want to know about the anime. I want to know about
the actual anime that I'm here for.
I want to know about the manga too, because the manga because you don't get everything from the manga into the anime. Like, I want to hear about that.
I want to hear that.
Not, oh, if you were a different anime character, who would you be? I don't care. Yeah. Honestly, I don't care. I want to know about the actual anime / manga, not your guys' interest in off character.
Yeah, legit. They literally asked the question, "What's your favorite anime character?" Like, out of character, and they went out of character, and I was like, "You don't do that.
You don't do
that." And like, it's just a mess. It was a hot mess. It was just a hot mess. So that panel was a bust, and then, but even after that, we still had to wait to go down to the exhibit hall, right?
Yeah, and you guys were waiting for that Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, we had and another panel. Okay, so but before we get into that panel, we did go down to the exhibit hall in the afternoon.
That's when it started.
And I was a little tired. Like,
I was disappointed that it started, but it opened that late.
I know, and it was just like, and then stuff that, and the stuff that they had, there wasn't that much as they had last year. I can definitely see the cut in how much stuff they had.
I know.
Like, it was to the point where, like, yeah, we definitely noticed. Also, a lot of our time we wanted to spend at the arcade, and they had this gaming expo. And there wasn't that many games.
I told you there wasn't. I was like, it's so tiny.
Well, no, here's the thing. There was games, and I will say there is games. However, they needed to have more machines. They needed to have more machines of those games. Because I feel like they had a great variety of different games. But I feel like everybody was doing that because there wasn't enough activities to do for other people to, like, go to. They only had that arcade. They really did. They only had that arcade.
In my opinion, it was tiny because last year it felt bigger.
So I was super bummed because that was all I really wanted to do was go to the arcade, but it was always full. It was always full. So there was really nothing we could do but walk around and then spend money. So so that's pretty. Oh, and then let's move on to the Lord of the Rings panel. Okay, so she went around. What did you do when you went around?
I literally went to Starbucks, and then after I got my Starbucks, that's when you guys called me.
Oh my god, so she went to Starbucks, right? She went to Starbucks.
I've never seen Lord of the Rings, so that's why I didn't go to it, because I never saw Lord of the Rings.
It's like one of my favorite series of all time.
And I'm not a huge sci-fi person either, so that's why.
Sci-fi. So that's my love. So we went to the Lord of the Rings panel, right? Okay, we were super excited. There wasn't that many people there, and there's this panel of ladies. And here's the thing: I went to a high school where we used to do basically a public speaking presentation every year, where we couldn't use our cards, we couldn't read off of our presentation, and our presentations had to be visual and not have like less than 5 words on the slide. So we went into this panel. This first, so it was basically the villains of Lord of the Rings, which, if you guys have seen the movies, you're just like, hell friggin' yeah, that sounds awesome. Like, Sauron, orcs, like, I'm here for this. Like, I'm here for the big, like, monsters of hell coming at me, right? So we thought, yeah, this is gonna be awesome. They're gonna get this. So we get in there, and it's literally like a book lesson about all of the things in the book. And I have read the books, and I have read all this stuff. But the problem about it is that the person kept reading from their printed out paper, and that their Prezi that they used was literally an outline of what they were going to say. And they did have pictures, but they showed them in the transitions and not as they were speaking. So I really wasn't connected to those images, and they didn't explain what those images were. And they just expected us to know. Like, they expect us to know a lot, like, from the book. And that's not really what they ever do. So we left, and it was a bad panel. And I think that was the last panel that we actually saw at the con that wasn't, like, the big guest. And it was unfortunate, but I didn't like the panels.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
So, Friday! Let's talk about Friday.
What did we do Friday?
So,
what did we do
Friday? Friday was our chill day. We went to the Hall of Heroes. That was the first thing that we did. And another disappointment because the Hall of Heroes was not open on Thursday. It was only open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It was a disappointment. I still think that the game should have been up there and the gaming expo should have been up there. But also, like, they have these little photo shoot places where you can, you know, get your camera and stuff like that. There wasn't that many of those. And you notice a theme here. Buying. There's a lot of buying at this con. There's not a lot of things to do. There's not a lot of, like, free activities. Not a lot of things going on. Everything else on Friday was basically the same. We went to the Hall of Heroes. It was boring. We went downstairs. You know, we just walked around.
And we bought some stuff, but we're gonna show them later. We're gonna show them later.
We'll get that to the end.
Yeah, we're gonna show them later.
Yeah, it was really just the card games and
it was literally just chill.
It was chill.
Literally chill.
It was super chill. Oh, but we did meet somebody. We did meet somebody. We met Denny from the room. We met Denny, and
which his real name is Philip.
Philip.
No.
Oh, no, his last name.
Sorry. Oh, I have to tell them how we found Denny.
Yeah.
I have to tell them. Okay, so we were just walking around like the back of the exhibitor hall, and Katie was like, "Okay, I gotta go to the bathroom." So she left us. We were just standing where she left us. You know, Rachel and I are talking. You know, and then she goes, "Denny," and I was like, "Danny," because I thought she said Danny, but she was like, "No, Denny, it's Denny." I was like, "Denny," and I'm like looking around. And then she literally twist me to the position where I have to look. And it's Denny literally right in front of us. He was literally in front of us. And we go like, and then he looks at us, he's like, "Hi." And we just started fangirling so hard. Your fans are so hard. We're like, "Oh my God, he saw us." And then he was also talking to somebody, so as soon as he finished talking to a fan, we're still standing there. He looks at us, he's like, and then Rachel, she's a very, very, very shy person. And so I'm walking towards him, she's still there, and I'm like, "Ooh, I'm like, boom." And then we talked to Denny, and we found out that he lives in Arizona. He lives here, and where he has a book, and we talked about how we actually like the room. We're like the room, and we never heard of the room. Look it up. And literally, it is the worst movie ever of all time. But it's too bad to the point where you want to watch it.
Yeah, it's too bad it's good. It's like
it's really bad to the point where you want to watch it a lot.
It's like
it really
cringe.
is.
Like it's so bad that it's entertainingly bad. That's how bad it is. So entertaining.
Yeah, and then we got a picture of him. We talked, and then and then we walked away. We turned around. We turned the corner, and then we just we're like, "Oh my God, Daddy! Oh my God!" We got to the bathroom where we thought she went. We called Katy and we're like, "Hey Katy, you need to come to the bathroom where you were because we have something to show you. Because we need to talk to you." And she gets to the bathroom. I'm like, "Guess what happened right when you left us?" And then I show her a picture of us taking a picture and her jaw just dropped. And then she's like, "Where?" And we're like, "Right there." And then she was slow. She was like walking so. And I'm like, move! I was like, go! And then she got to see him, and we all talked. She talked to him. She got her picture.
Yeah.
This and that.
Yeah, talked to her. Yeah. Got the actor questions. And I got to like, you know, I wanted to like know, you know, seriously, because I had read Greg's book, you know, a little bits in here because our friend Rachel has it, and I read it sometimes. And I just read like little bits and pieces, and it sounds really bad. Like, it sounds really, really bad. So it's really cool to get context. And he's like, yeah, you know, I want a panel up there. And I'm like, you need a panel!
He does.
You need a panel!
Denny really
People will come!
Denny really
People will come! Get Denny a panel! I will help out! I am 100% ready for it! I am 100% will do that panel. Okay, moving on to Saturday.
I didn't go because I had to work.
Okay, so Saturday is known for being the most crowded day, okay? It's known for being the time at which everybody comes out because, you know, they're not working and things like that. Although, I will say that I don't think that it was that packed as what I've seen it in the past. So, there's that. However, I still think that there needed to be more stuff that people did. So William Shatner's panel was that day, and so my friend and I, we wanted to get a good seat. So in the morning, or this is Rachel, the Rachel on our channel that you guys know already. So we went to the Hall of Heroes, and we were just watching Shatner, like, sign things, and we were just like walking around the Hall of Heroes waiting for his panel to start because it was pretty early in the morning. And then afterwards, we're like, okay, we want to go get a good seat. So we went to get a good seat, and we were in the middle. We were about, I think, like 15 seats back in the middle. And at first we were like, we had the best seats. However, we waited, I think, 3 hours in those seats, and my friend and I were just talking on our phones, stuff like that. And then we had to charge our phones. And then there was a reserve things for these things, though. There was about, 10, rows or something, some number of rows that were reserved. And the people who sat in there were very, very tall people. And my friend Rachel and I are not the tallest of people. And then people sat in front of us were just really tall people. So we had to literally do this the entire time that Shatner was on. And so we were like, why isn't this stuff on risers for the middle? I understand for people who have handicap and things like that, but for a center spot, I think that this should be raised, which is going up like this on a ramp. I feel like it should be like that so that we can all see him equally. But that's just an idea. But here's the thing: we waited 3 hours for Shatner to be there for 45 minutes. Yeah. I mean, I was worth it because it's William Shatner, it's James T. Kirk, it was worth it, but I really wish that he could have been there longer. And I don't know if that was because, they had the signings and the photos and everything, but I think that they could have, let him be there, or had more panels, or something like that, because it just doesn't seem worth it. And then after that, we went to food. And then after that, we went back to the exhibiting hall. We walked all of the exhibiting hall, the entirety of it. It was that small. And we walked it all that day. And, we saw, a few things that we liked. We were just like, oh my gosh, this is cool and stuff like that. But there wasn't that many of those booths that we were hidden gems, that you see and you're just like, oh, this is amazing. And everything else was just, it was just an ordinary day. It was just pretty ordinary. It wasn't really exciting, and it was Saturday, and it should have been extremely amazing, and it wasn't. Oh, and then, so we're waiting for my mom to go home, right? And Rachel and I are playing cards, and we hear this alarm going off, this fire alarm, this big blaring alarm, and we're all rushed outside, and we wait there for 30 minutes. Just waiting for this, we're just waiting for things, for them to tell us any information of what happened. I still do not know what happened to this day. If somebody pulled a fire alarm, if there was somebody who got in a fight or something, wait like 30 minutes out there, and then they were like, okay, we need, like, my mom has this one last panel, so we want to get back into the con. We can't go through the doors that we just went. The guy's saying you have to go through security again. So you gotta go, so we had to walk 30 feet to that side, and then we wait there for like 20 more minutes, and no one's moving. Like, I get up and I try to look, I get on like the big like rock or whatever, I'm trying to see over what the hell's happening. The people in the security are just standing there doing nothing. Completely just it was at a standstill, and I'm like, I asked people what the heck's going on, people are like, I don't know, and then like I'm on the phone with my dad, and I'm just like, just come pick us up. Like, there's really no point. I have no idea how long it's gonna take us to get back into the panel, or if the people in the panel would even like be like, oh yeah, we're gonna still continue with the panel like normal, you know, because we were already like out like almost like 50 minutes. So it was just really horribly handled. Let's move on to Sunday. And again, Sunday was just a chill day. Like, it was just a chill day. There was really nothing to do. There was really...
Because Comic-Con ended so early that day, too. They were like, there wasn't really a lot of stuff to do. They closed a lot of stuff early.
Yeah, but what we did do is we went around with my niece and my sister, and we showed them the con because that was the only day that they had. And we went around, showed them the con. We went to the Hall of Heroes. We went to all the stuff that I knew my sister would love. Like, this pirate hit on my sister. It's funny. Really funny.
It was pretty disturbing.
It was funny.
It was pretty disturbing.
It was really funny because, like, I don't know, she's married. So, it was very, very funny that happened. And, you know, Abby got, like, my niece got pictures of dinosaurs and in front of things, and she was having a ball. Nicole and her friend Rachel were playing with Abby, while my sister and I would talk about more mature things while we walked around the exhibiting hall. And considering we knew the exhibiting hall so well, we went to the booths where I knew my sister would love, which took, and there was only like 20 minutes left of the exhibiting hall. It closed like early. Of course it did. It closed like early, so we went around to those booths and things like that. But then the exhibiting hall closed early, and then there were still panels though going on, and we still went up there to wait for my mom and my brother's panel to be over.
On area, we got to talk about my part.
Oh.
With Squirtle, my pepper spray.
Oh yeah. So in the beginning, reverse. I'm not actually going to put this in the beginning of it, but talk about the security on Sunday.
Hold on, I got to get something real quick. So I was at KCON for 3 days. Okay. I had plushies like this little guy, Squirtle, with me. Right? You know, see this little thing. Very old, very original. Okay. Not selling him. And I'm getting to the little scanning thing where they scan our bracelets or wristbands. Don't give a crap what it is. Because, like we said, and a security guard, out of all the days I was there, today, the beginning of Comic-Con, he goes, "Ma'am, we need to check that guy. You need to go over to the table to your left or right, and you have to check him." And I'm like, this thing? I have to check this thing? This Squirtle, right? Squirtle. Innocent Squirtle. I have to check Squirtle. I was like, I've been here for 3 days. Nobody has said anything to me, and now you guys are going to get on me for this little guy? And so he's like, "I'm sorry, but we need to check props." He's not considered a prop. He's considered a plushie. And he's like, "I just need you to go over this table right here, and you need to go check the prop." And I'm like, whatever. I gave him attitude because I was so mad. And I get to the table, and I'm like this. So that security guard over there tells me I have to check him. I have to get him checked out. And security at that table was like, "Are you serious? We have to... Who told you again?" I was like, "That security guard." I pointed it directly at him. I was like, "That security guard right there told me to come here to check this little guy." And he was like, He was annoyed. Like, that security guy looked so annoyed. He was like, I have to check this plushie. You can go get checked in. He's good. And I'm like, thank you. Because I thought that was really that wasn't the first time I got irritated with security that day. This was the first one. The second time, remember last year I had my pepper spray with me? Well, it turned out this con, the last day, this security went through my bag. He actually, they actually checked our bags this time, which I'm actually okay with that. And he grabs my pepper spray. He's like, ma'am, you can't have this in the con. And I'm like, are you serious? I was at con for 3 days now. Nobody has said anything about that. And he's like, well, either you throw it away or you take it to your car. And I'm like, my car's over on the other side of con. I'm not going to walk over there. He's like, well, I'm sorry, man, but you either have to throw it away or just take it to your car. So I literally took it off, my keychain, threw it in a little box. He's like, and I was so irritated. I just like, basically I kind of did throw it at him, but I threw it in a little cubby where they put our bags. He's like, you actually have to throw it in the trash. I'm like, I was so done. So I had to throw away my pepper spray.
And then we went to Macayo's. After all of that, we went to Macayo's. Highly recommend Mexican food. Yes. Overall, it was fun because, it's great to be with, spend time with friends, and it's fun to see all the stuff that's there. It's fun to see all the cosplay. It's fun to see, all the stuff that's there. However, when you look back at it a few days later, like what we're doing, you see there wasn't a lot of awesome stuff as there was like a few other years. Like there used to be so much other stuff, and we hope that next year it will be better. Although we don't know, Comic-Con might have, or this Comic Fest, excuse me, Comic
Fan Fest,
whatever the heck,
Fan Fest,
or whatever the heck it's called. Like it probably had to turn us away. Like I don't know if we're gonna go. What we bought! So, Nicole, you go first.
So I bought, okay, letting y'all know, I'm more Pokemon trash than K-pop. I am legit more Pokemon trash.
Yeah.
I am. So I bought shiny Gyarados. Like he wraps around. He does, which that's, and it's shiny Gyarados. This thing's so rare. This legit is so rare to find.
Yeah, it is.
It is rare.
And it was cheaper than regular Gyarados.
It was cheaper than a regular Gyarados at a different vendor booth. It was. This thing was $20. The regular one, the regular blue Gyarados at a different booth was $40. $40 to $45. I'm like, and this is shiny Gyarados. This should be more expensive, but it's not. We'll buy it.
People make a killing on these plushies, man. They do.
We'll buy this. I bought him. I bought a Sleeping Beauty. He flies. He sleeps. Like what I had all day Sunday was like I put him like on my backpack, and like I had his head out to like make him like he's sleeping, like I'm carrying him like he is sleeping. So he's sleeping soft. And I bought a Super Junior and an Infinite bracelet.
I got Kirby. It's a wonderful Kirby. I wanted a different Kirby. That was like, but I couldn't get it, and it was sold out and stuff like that. So I got this one. Kirby was like really hard to find. That was one of our things.
But like you wanted a really specific one,
Kirby.
though.
Yeah,
you wanted a specific Kirby, though.
And this wasn't the Kirby that I actually wanted, but I'm happy I got this one.
This wasn't the Mew I wanted, but it was fine.
And this is fine because it's squishy and it's soft and it looks like he's running. And he's just super cute.
I'm sorry, that thing was expensive.
This thing was really
That thing was expensive. I mean, these two together were the price of that.
Yeah. But it's a big plush. Stuff like that. So, other stuff that we got. So.
Oh, you bought more?
Yeah, I had more.
Oh,
so,
I didn't know that. So you did buy a lot.
Not really. So, These were free posters. This is of The
that was
Incredibles. These are free posters of The Incredibles. My friend and I have these. I'm gonna wrap it up for her graduation. Yeah. So these were free posters for the new Incredibles movie. So yay! And then we were walking by, and we just saw these randomly. But these are like little canvases that are like little boards and stuff like that that have these little amazing art on them.
Oh.
You know, so it's not. I don't know what I'm gonna use it for yet. I think I'm gonna put it over there or maybe in our backdrop somewhere.
I'd rather have like anime.
So they were $7 a piece or 4 for $20. So I did 4 for $20. Look. These things, yeah, it's a good deal. $7, yeah.
I mean, they are good. They are good.
Yeah, and they're art. So I got this one, which you guys know I love horror, and this has like the usual lineup. So this one I got for Rachel. She already knows this, but I'm gonna wrap them up for graduation anyway. She's a very big fan of Death Note. It's one of our favorite animes, and so she has this little poster for Death Note. And then I'm a really big fan of Boku no Academia. So I have this little art that has all of the characters, and I just really like it. You know, it's like really, really cool. Like, it has my favorite character one of the biggest people, so it's great. It's great. I don't know if it's a fan art or if I think it is a fan art, but you know,
I think it's fan art
or official, but I don't know. I like it.
It doesn't look official. None of these do.
Oh no, this one is. This one is.
That's official?
Yeah, this one's official. That one's official. And then also, Rachel's a huge fan of Star Wars, so she wanted to get this Star Wars versus Skywalker versus Vader little thing. So this is what she got. So that's all I got. In conclusion of our Comic-Con Fest, Comic Fest review. First, the name. Comic Fest.
No.
It did not seem very festive.
It really did.
It was not. Overall, I give it about a 6 out of 10.
I give it a 5.
I
give it a 5.
I give it a 6 out of 10. Like for this review, I did not like it. I think the only thing that like really clouded was that I had a lot of fun with my friends. But I always have a lot of fun with my friends. So, as far as did it enhance my experience, no. Like, I feel like it was just a lot of stuff like we could buy and we could look at that we can't really at like normal malls and things like that. As far as like, there was not a lot of free stuff to do. There was not a lot of things to do that I wanted to pay for. It was not, or the stuff that I really wanted wasn't advertised as well. So it wasn't really. And also, it was just a mess. Like, it was just a big old. That is our review. We got some cool stuff. We had some good times. We met some new people.
Yes.
So we definitely, but again, it was definitely precluded us from getting a full event pass in the future, which is sad. So. I am going to cut this now on camera because Comic-Con No More is with me. There's so much like stuff on it. This is gross. This is really gross, Comic-Con. This is really Comic Fest. This is really gross. This is really gross. Don't do this again. So with that being said, I think we're gonna just end this whole big shebang here.
Yeah. So. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed this. Like and share this video and subscribe to us because we content every video. So it's cool.
This is Katie.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.